think beauty is basically these cases that hold who we are, what they look like. One day I'm going to stand before God. That's where I want to be truly stunning, as I want my soul to be stunning.
Hi, I'm Adina. I'm 23 and I live in Jerusalem.
Growing up, I never expected to have any issues with my body image. I was part of a dance academy and I was always walking around in tights and leotards, and I was very fit. And then when I was 16, that all changed. My family moved to Israel. There I am, 16, living in a new country. I don't know the language. I don't have any friends. I'm not dancing anymore. My body changed. I became more full and curvy, and I was in shock. Well, that's also an age where you change. You're developing, you're going from a teenager to being more like a woman. For me, it was something bad. It wasn't something that I was able to embrace, but I was mortified by it. Instead of going out like everybody else with shorts and a t-shirt and sandals, I remember putting on my long pants and putting on a big fluffy sweatshirt and putting on my sunglasses and basically trying to hide because I felt so awful looking that I didn't want anybody to look at me because I was so embarrassed. And so then I figured, well, if I could just lose weight, then it would all, it would fix everything, right? If I could just be pretty and skinny, it all would be good, which is a lie in itself, but that's what I thought. So diets, crash diets. After a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I would just go back again. And that in itself was really hard for me because then all I thought was, wow, I'm such a failure. I just started thinking if I could just have an eating disorder, then I could be skinny, like problem solved. Tons of girls do it. So I would eat something and then I would feel guilty about eating it. I've always had a very strong conscience that won't let me do things sometimes, and so whenever I would want to throw up, the Holy Spirit would ring so loudly that I knew I couldn't. I actually became very frustrated and mad at God because I felt like He wouldn't let me have an eating disorder. It was kind of like, why does it have to be wrong? I could be skinny. I can see from the outside now that it's just pure darkness. There's no love there. There's no grace there. I'm really thankful now that even though that's all I wanted, that He still, despite me like basically throwing tantrums like a little kid, he didn't let me do it. One day, I just remember realizing, oh my gosh, this life is short and temporary, and then I'm gonna look like something for all of eternity. Like shock of, oh my gosh, what am I gonna look like in heaven? And so I was so wrapped up in not accepting and not loving how I looked and my body and my appearance that it kind of took all of my focus, working on who I am as a child of God, who I am by God's grace, His will for me, His calling, all that was like secondary. If you would advertise to the world that there is something where you can have beauty that is incorruptible, people would sell their lives to have this thing. Having a gentle and quiet spirit has incorruptible beauty. When I would feel like I was kind of under attack or being down on myself, I could just know, I could look at the Word and remember this and say, no, I'm precious in God's sight. I was part of a small girls group. There was one week where we had a woman that came and talked about the Song of Solomon, or the Song of Songs. And it's this amazing story of kind of seeing the back and forth, how even though she didn't feel worthy, the groom goes after her and he pursues her, just does the same between myself and God. God is pursuing me and he wants me, and I am of amazing value in His eyes. And when you see how He talks about the Shulamite and how beautiful and wonderful she is, it was so eye-opening. I still see the journey in front of me. It's not like now I wake up every day and I'm like, wow, Adina, you're so great and beautiful. I think all girls can relate that sometimes you have bad hair days or bad skin, or you say you have a fat day, or there's all these things that we go through. But it's also being equipped to know what to do with these situations.
At the moment, I'm taking all the steps needed to open up a sweets shop in Jerusalem. So it's kind of going to be an old-fashioned bake shop with a little bit of an American twist to it, which is something that doesn't really exist here yet, the key word. So it was a business plan competition for believers that are trying to get into the marketplace and be a witness in the marketplace, and I got great feedback and I was super shocked. And then I won. This passion for business just came out of nowhere. It's something I never thought I would want to do in life. That was really amazing to see God work in that way, and I'm excited to see what He has in the future.